Alright, so our problem is number 5, and we have to determine the magnitude and direction of the current in each of our resistors. And so to start out, we have to find the current direction, and this can be any direction, it doesn't matter for now. And so we chose up for current 3, down for current 2, and up for current 1. And from there we can use the junction rule and put this I1, I3, and I2, and we can say that I1 plus I3 equals I2 for our first equation. Then we need to use Kirchhoff's loop rule, and we use this as our whole loop 1, and from there we can determine that it goes through 18 volts first, and then we travel around, and then it goes through this 4 ohm resistor, and we know that's going to be positive because it goes from the low voltage to high voltage. And then from there we go through the 4 volt battery, and that would be a negative because it goes from low to high. And then from there we subtract the first resistor, I1, and set that equal to 0. And then from there we can use loop 2, which starts here and goes with the 18 volt battery, same as before. It would be a positive, and it would be a negative I2 through the 9 ohm resistor here, and then it'll be a negative for the first resistor again, so we're traveling in the same direction, and so set that all equal to 0.
Alright, and now we take this loop 1 equation and solve it for I3 in respects to I1. So just kind of do the math, isolate I3, and you come up with this. And then we do the same thing for loop 2, where we're solving it for current 2 in respects to current 1. And so when solving throughout all of this, we get I3 equals negative 3.5 amps plus 3I1, and that will be our first equation. And then once we have this and this, we can solve for I1 and plug that back in here and get our second equation, which is once we use I1 equals negative I3 plus I2, you work through it. We have 3 equations with this, this, and 3 unknown variables of I1, I2, and I3. And so you'll work through it and get your answers. And since this is positive, it's up, or it's positive, so it's in the same direction that we chose up here. And if it was negative, we essentially guessed the wrong current up here, so it would be the opposite way. So since this is positive, we know that we guessed correct with I1, and the same throughout. Except for I3, we did guess wrong, where we said it originally went up, but since our value was negative, we know that I3 is going down.